Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to A Song of Tara, our Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition Chronicle. You're joining us this time for what we colloquially refer to as a mega session. This will be a particularly long session. We will be hopefully squeezing a few more hours into the game that we normally would, and as a result, this particular, I want to say, chapter of A Song of Tara will have a few more episodes than you're used to, and hopefully that'll be just fine. Anyway, I'm joined today by almost everyone. Someone will be dropping in later. And, so hi everyone.
Hello.
Ready to play some Werewolf?
Of course.
Cool.
No, I'm not ready to play some Werewolf because I don't actually play.
Come on, you're the storyteller.
You're never too old to play.
You're the first and the last player.
That sounds very zen.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that the rest of us are the only ones who are playing pretend because you know all of this is real, or what are you getting at?
You are all parts of my nightmare. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Oh my god! I don't want to be in your nightmares. That sounds scary.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened last time?
Imagine the changeling campaign going on in my head.
No.
I think it wouldn't be.
I know shit about changeling.
Yes, if it were a changeling campaign going on in your head, it wouldn't just be like it wouldn't be preparing for the end of the world. It will be happening, and there will be nothing you can do.
Anyway, I just want to add. Yeah. I want to add one thing to what you just said about startup and mega session and stuff. The reason for this is that there won't be, or one of the reasons is that there won't be an episode next week on account of us not playing.
That's true.
So,
maybe you should save half of this for next week.
I think we'll just upload the whole thing, eventually that's up to Daniel, but I'm assuming that he's going to just upload the whole thing.
Eventually, when I reach a point where I'm not fucking busy all the fucking time, and therefore have to segment my work into tightly cramped spaces of very much work, and then power napping, and then work again. At that point, I might be in a spot where I can start thinking about making a schedule for the channel and so on, and just dropping episodes every so often to properly appease our viewing audience. But until then, just gonna finish it and drop it into the internet and just forget about it for a week.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about appeasing them like they're some sort of elder gods.
Welcome to the internet.
They're not. They're not. They are the silence.
The thing that will end the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Loud silence.
They're all observing us.
That makes no sense because I have never seen one of our viewers, and yet. Wait.
That's why.
Wait. Have I?
Exactly.
All right, guys. Let's get to a recap for last time.
Yeah, what did happen last time?
Let's get Tally to do a recap, shall we?
Oh, please. I can do a bet. I can just about do one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Things happened last time.
Yep, that's good. Let's go.
No. We decided to sit down and decide who in our pack was going to be our alpha, and then also who was going to be our I want to say beta because I'm British, but most people say beta because I suspect that anyone listening to this will most likely be not British English. But yeah, so alpha and our beta. We did decide.
I think our most exotic viewer is a Malaysian dude. I'm not sure.
Ooh.
Happy days.
There's some demographic data I've not been checking up on for a while.
Okay.
To just be completely annoying about it, it shouldn't even be beta because it's a V, so it should be Veta.
Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, so point is, we decided that after much debating, and there was much debating, we have collectively decided that Aaron should be our alpha, to the completely against what we'd originally thought at the beginning of the campaign. We didn't expect that to happen, but it kind of has happened. God help us all. And Taliesin has been elected as the beta. With I imagine, though I will point out for my part that he probably feels a little uncomfortable that the deciding vote did come down to him in the end. So it kind of feels a bit awkward. But basically, it was. We put Aaron in charge because we wanted a good leader who could direct us at moments of conflict, which he has proven he's able to do very effectively. And Taliesin is the beta because everyone kind of likes him because he's very good at he's good at reaching out to people, and he's good at keeping Aaron in check for those times when the full moon comes around.
Can I just interject? If it was just about moments of conflict, then Finna's vote would have gone to names to Shiva.
True enough.
It was about times of war.
Yeah.
Not moments of conflict.
I'm sorry. I decided to use a less
but that wasn't
word
the reasoning.
For war. No, it wasn't.
This is the second millennium, and unbeknownst to you, there is kind of war.
Thank you.
I hate you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Point is that, but regardless of the reasoning, which I may have gotten wrong, Aaron is alpha and Taliesin is now beta. They decided to celebrate this, or at least pass on the rest of the evening, most of them, save Taran, by going to Taliesin's mum's place, crashing and meeting up with her and just seeing what her place is like, and just having a nice evening in. Taran went off to do her own thing in her apartment. Between them, the rest of the group had a lovely time at Mifanwe's apartment of Taliesin, who was embarrassed to the point of just hiding his head in his jacket, practically. Taran, meanwhile, went to her apartment, and Fina, her girlfriend, didn't show up, and so she called up the Dragon Bar, where she worked, only to hear the voice of of someone other than Sandy on the phone, who was another vampire. If I remember correctly, it was actually Neve. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Yep.
Yes.
Bitch.
Although she only just had enough time to say yes, hello before Taran put the phone down, so it was kind of hard to tell. But Taran rushed over there, sending a quick text to the rest of the group. Taliesin was the only one who managed to pick it up through luck of the dice and let everyone know in no uncertain terms what was going on. So we all had to rush out of the house to meet up with her and reinforce. Taran got there. The place was pretty much under a kind of lockdown, in that the hostile vampires dominated the place and were holding Fina hostage while she worked at the bar. One of the lackeys took Taran out the back, expecting Neve to be standing there and Sandy to be in a bad way. What we actually found was Sandy paralysed with a stake in her heart and behind the desk, and Neve all but crucified on the wall. Then there was some combat in which Taran successfully moiderized the vampire underling and took his gun, and went back out into the main club where there was some screaming going on, only to find another group of vampires, at least another vampire, some old grey elfin-looking bastard ripping the other one apart, talking some cryptic bullshit, and then vanishing before the rest of us got there. Fina was pretty traumatized, but we helped. And both Taran and Fenna, without really thinking about it too much, went Krenos with everyone around them, causing mass hysteria.
In Fenna's defense, she saw Taran already in Krenos and thought, "Fuck, shit must be going down,"
which is a somewhat reasonable assumption.
Remind me that I have a comment for that for when you're done.
Okay. As I'd say, either way, it has been made clear by the storyteller that there will probably be some consequences for the if and when this becomes known to other people. We scouted the place for any other attackers. There were none. We went out the back, grabbed Sandy and Neve, not before Taliesin, without knowing the significance of why to do it, staked Neve in the heart because he felt like it. And then we sort of got them all in, if I remember correctly, we all got them all in the trunk of a car, of Colin's car nearby, and drove off to somewhere. Or we were going to drive off to somewhere. I can't remember exactly where.
We drove to Aaron's flat in Rathmines.
That's right.
We're dumping the pencil tooth guests in the basement.
I think that's as far as we got, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if there was meant to be some big twist. I don't think there was this time around, but I do remember we ended it roughly when we got to the apartment.
That's about right.
Yeah. I think that's where we ended.
Yep. So my comment, because I rewatched the episode, I watched the VODs, and I realized as we were talking, well, strictly speaking, it wasn't the recordings. Whatever, never mind. I rewatched all the material that I have that may not necessarily be on YouTube, but, you know, I cut stuff out of the recordings at the end of the recordings once we've actually finished the session. And remember that we talked about Taryn going Kreenos, maybe docking her some wisdom because it was in a public area. And having rewatched the episode, I realized that the only thing, like, at that point in time, that vampire dude in the building was rending the veil terribly, or in his case, he was breaking the masquerade, I guess, by just vampiring out and ripping a person in half in front of 100 people. And and then saying, "Oh, don't worry, they won't remember." In my opinion, just thinking about this, and I'm basically saying this to you, Chris, because I'm thinking you're going to be the one who has to argue for our renown at moots. I think we'll leave that to the Gaillard. But basically what she had to go on was the word of a K-Knight. That, "Oh, no, don't worry. No, just trust me implicitly. These people won't remember anything." Which would, in my opinion, be cause for dogging wisdom. And I think that Taryn going Kreenos and inciting delirium was actually really smart.
Sound argument.
Yeah.
At least to me.
It reminds me that I desperately need to do a quick poem thing for both, for not just this, but also for our work with the Liffey. That needs to be done at some point fairly soon.
Cool.
And I know the moot's not for another month, but...
Yeah, you know, time flies when time is at our behest.
Yeah.
Anyway, so does anyone want to bring something up that we should discuss before we step into whichever scene our storyteller would prefer we step into?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like there's anything.
No, I don't think so. In that case, where are we rejoining our pack?
Well, where we left you last time.
Okay, well that makes it easier.
Yeah,
So we rejoined the werewolves. We're hauling 2 corpses out of the trunk of a car in the middle of the night.
Yep.
What happened to Shiva? Because she's not here.
Yeah, she just isn't.
Is she here in spirit? Did she fall asleep in the car?
She's asleep in the car and has NPC sickness, so she's basically vomiting over the back seat of the car.
Okay.
Yes. Please don't...
Morning sickness.
NPC sickness in the World of Darkness is somewhat ickier than I remember it in other systems.
Yes.
There's more vomit involved.
Yeah, the way... Yes. Look at it this way. It's the one excuse for a PC character to be completely vulnerable, and the storyteller will not take advantage of it for any reason. This is the sacred... Because NPC sickness is like sacred oath. You do not break it. If you do break it as a storyteller... evil things happen to you.
Yes, definitely.
That is
so,
actually,
Aaron?
Yeah?
Do you happen to have a marker?
I have a permanent marker, yes.
Remind me to use that marker on Shiva when we're done here.
Dude, stop.
What?
Just draw penises on the faces of our 2 dead guests or something, but get them into the basement first.
I wasn't thinking penis really, but that's not a bad idea.
Dennis?
We could drop Matrix penises onto their faces.
I have a marker.
Excellent.
Anyway,
well, let's get this over with first.
Yeah, so I'm imagining we're basically hauling them in. I'm not turning on. I'm basically Aaron gets out of the car, goes into his flat, turns off the outside light, so there's no so we have cover of darkness as we're hauling corpses into his flat. Yes. And just dumping them in the basement.
Yeah, we're dumping Neve. I think we're going to be a little bit more careful with Sandy.
Well, I will leave that entirely to your character and his conscience. I'm carrying a corpse as far as Aaron's concerned, so I don't feel the need to be that ceremonious.
Okay.
She's not going to remember.
Yes, question for Storyteller. It was mentioned at the end of last session, or possibly even after the session, I can't remember, that, and this is out of character, by the way, that there's maybe a possibility that our characters might recognise the fact that these vampires haven't suffered final death because they haven't properly decomposed. Is that correct? Or
we found that out. We succeeded at rolling occult knowledge checks. Okay,
so we know that they're not dead.
Which is also why, we passed the information about the stake in the heart thing onto the group, which is why Tally actually broke off a chair leg and plunged it through Neve's ribcage.
Fair enough.
Indeed.
I just wanted to make sure of that. I didn't want to mix anything up. Okay, so yeah, I think depending on who's carrying who, if Tally is responsible in any way for carrying Sandy, he will make sure that she's not just, thrown or just dropped into the basement anywhere. There will be some care.
That would be an interesting conversation with the policeman that walks by. No, sir, they're already dead when we did this to them.
Where's the ringing sound coming from? And this is out of character.
Yeah, that's true. Not sure.
Sounds like there's a
slight ringing sound every now and then.
I can hear it too. Where's it from?
Yeah. It's not so much a ringing as it's a...
It's kind of like someone's playing on crystal glass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's outside here.
Oh, it's an unpleasant sound. Good grief.
That's why I'm asking. Because it's really annoying.
There we go. All right.
Killed it. Okay.
That the muting solved it. Now, AJ, of course, remember to unmute if you want to cut in. Otherwise, this is going to get sad.
Come on, Daniel, get real. I would never forget that.
That's true. Yeah, fucking perfect track record.
So, guys, you are at you're at the apartment. You have what looks like 2 dead corpses with some pretty brutal wounds. Well, dead corpses. That's kind of. Yeah, that goes without. Living corpses are a problem, but of course, living corpses kind of happen in the world of darkness. So I suppose in this setting it's all right. But you're carrying 2 corpses,
actually, both of whom with pretty recently they were living corpses.
Yeah, with some pretty significant damage to them. And you were heading, as you said, to Rathmines to Aaron's apartment.
Yeah, yep. We basically dumped them there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking now, and correct me if I'm overstepping the bounds of my characters in world lore, but I'm imagining since he has been hanging with Theodora at some point during the last 3 years, he is aware of the fact that sometimes when you try and slay a vampire, you spill a lot of its blood. And when you spill enough of that blood and they become horribly injured, they sometimes lose their shit and just start attacking anyone and everything and just rage out.
Yes, you've seen that. And of course, Aaron is aware. He's always aware.
But that's good because basically knowing that means that I have a reason for locking Sandy in a cupboard.
Extra points for Gryffindor. No, Ravenclaw in this case.
Thank you.
Bad.
No, Johan?
Yeah.
When he shifts out of Homid, does he not stop being aware?
No, he is always aware, but he can also be aware, but that he can be in lupus as well.
Are you having this conversation? Am I actually hearing this, or is this just some bullshit flowing in and out through my ears in cycles? Okay.
I'm sorry.
God.
I'll behave.
Anyway, I like.
It's funnier when you don't behave.
So in my mind, we see the characters drag these corpses into a very not decorated, by the way, flat, very empty looking place. Open the cellar door, and then we maybe we kind of cut to 10 minutes in the future, where like Neve has been chained to the wall, and Sandy is like in a cupboard, so that if she wakes up, she's not just immediately pouncing on someone.
Gollum's busy with a marker.
Oh God!
Yeah, Finna is joining him. Keeping it not classy.
I guess the question becomes, what do we want to do with this? Because we basically, what we wanted to do, what we kind of set out to do, was to find and destroy Victoria, right? And now all of a sudden, because fate intervened, we have Neve instead, which is kind of a trade-up. And also, like, potentially useful in finding Victoria, because I believe they hail from the same side of the garden fence.
From what we understand, yes, there has been indication that that Victoria is with Neve's faction. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there is some potential bargaining power there, potentially, if Victoria isn't so completely crazy that she actually would prefer to use this as an opportunity to take control herself.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about beating the shit out of Neve until she spills where Victoria is.
We could do that.
And then leaving her for Siobhan.
Yeah, we could do that. We definitely, either way, yeah. At some point, we do need to turn her over to Siobhan. That is a given.
At least I think we can't get to Siobhan, can we?
Well, no.
So we will have to just keep her staked until we get rid of Duracell.
Well, no, Duracell does not block you from Tara.
Oh, it doesn't block us from Tara. Okay.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get out there and back.
But remember, also, is this actually? Are we discussing this in character, or is this okay?
I mean, we maybe if some time has passed, like between us bringing them in and them, like, and us having fitted them in the basement, that this could represent what we've talked about and lead into our in-game conversation right now.
Okay, well, if that's right with everyone, then we can just carry on from where we've literally just. I can then just drop straight into Tally's character.
Yeah,
sure.
Push.
So, remember the prophecy, though. As much as we can go out to Tara, they say we must remain within the Raven's Eye. How literally, we don't know. But do we want to take that risk or not? It might be easier just to call Siobhan here.
Well, she already knows we have Neve.
Does she?
Does she?
Yeah.
I wrote her.
Aaron flashes a grin at Taran, just mutters quick fingers. Expecting her to having sent an SMS.
She even got the pretty picture of her being a wall decoration.
Has Siobhan replied?
Not yet. She's probably sleeping. It's fucking late.
It is.
God damn it. Someone should wake her up for this one. This is important.
Yeah, well, we'll just have her cell phone shout that out loud in terror then.
Right, fine.
I can't do that yet, but at some point, I will learn how to do that.
No, please don't.
Okay.
I don't want to imagine it.
Okay, so aside from that, yes, so we can... So, well, first things first, if we're going to do anything with Neve to find out things in Victoria, we need to be certain that we can get to her. We need to be certain that we can actually even stand a chance of intimidating her into talking.
Aaron shrugs.
Well, there will be sun at some point.
It's true.
So we should probably make sure that she's not near any windows or something like that. They have extreme allergies to sunlight, as far as I know.
I'm not going to claim to be an expert on everything vampiric, but in my mind, if someone told me that I had a shot at living forever, I would very much like to keep that chance.
Fair enough.
Do a lot of things.
Well,
like living like them?
Well,
I mean, no offense, but Sandy doesn't really look happy.
No, I guess it's more complicated than that.
But if she didn't want to keep living on like that, I mean, there's not really a chance to become unvampified, so wouldn't she have ended it?
Also, also from my experience, Sandy does seem like the odd vampire out in this.
Maybe there is a cure for vampirism and no one knows it. I mean, the only thing I've come to understand so far is that there's a huge world just out here in the Tellurian that I don't even know half the stuff about. Like, there are so many things hidden just out here. And apparently there is infinitely more stuff hidden beyond the gauntlet. And for most parts, vampires can't even traverse it.
Well, if it were a few years ago, I wouldn't think there were any way to get rid of being a black spiral dancer, and yet we have Winda.
Yeah, but vampires can't enter.
No, but there might be something else they can do. I mean, do you know what they do? I have no idea how they do what they do.
It's a world full of options. Terrifying, life-destroying options.
Exactly.
Anyway, the second thing we need to consider is, actually getting her in a position where we can even talk to her.
Yeah, that's a problem, but I'm assuming someone somewhere is going to know how you do that. Apparently, Sandy is not dead, but she no longer has, like, that wooden thing in her heart, so I'm assuming if we yank the chair leg out from Neve, she's going to wind up like Sandy and just lie there like a dead fish, but we must be able to wake them up somehow. I guess maybe Siobhan knows, or she knows who knows.
The sad thing is, I'm willing to bet you that Theodora knows, but the problem is, as soon as Theodora knows we've got them here, she's going to want to kill them both.
Well, we could ask her and just not tell her we got someone here. That's also a way of doing it.
Oh, and we can rely on her not to ask questions like, why do you just happen to need this bit of information now?
No, not saying that we can rely on her to do that, just saying that if she asks that question, we can tell her to fuck off and hang up.
Well,
I have such a polite way to put things.
Well, to be fair, the bitch is a bitch, and I'm not just saying that because she's lupus born, okay? She can be a tart sometimes, and you have to know how to deal with her. Not everyone in our SEP responds that well to politeness. Some of them you need a sterner hand. He says, and looks to the Get of Fenris as if like, point Eric.
I was about to say, if they're drawing, if both the Get of Fenris are drawing stuff, are they actually even in the same room as us?
Yeah, I assume so. I'm guessing we haven't left anyone alone.
No, so
we dragged her in and put her somewhere.
Okay.
Like we could also something depending on where we are in the flat.
Okay.
Go on.
No, we also say we could also just tell her that we have Neve. I mean, we don't have to mention Sandy in the.
No, that's also a thing. Nevertheless, yeah. So, I guess we wait for Siobhan, right? Right now, there's really no need to do anything except like wait it out. Wait for Siobhan to contact us. If she doesn't, we need to find out why, and we need to contact her back. Then we need to, I guess, relay the information from. What'd you say, Taran? That vampiric dude in the dragon, that this was some kind of peace offering? I guess we should relay that to the brass. And
I don't care about that.
I personally, I don't give a fuck either. If I see them, they're toast. But it might just be that cat in her infinite wisdom, he says, with a less amount of sarcasm than he would have a year ago. But it's still very much there. In her infinite wisdom, might just make a call and say that she'll take them up on this piece, and if that's the case, then we should probably, like, we would do well to mention it. I can't read her mind, so I'm not gonna try. And then the thing is, I think we have one problem. There's one problem that really irks the fuck out of me, and I think we need to try and deal with it. Not just Victoria, but like one thing. And that is that these fuckers seem to know who we are and who we care for and how to get to them. I mean, this might be a fluke with Taran, but it might not be, and I personally don't want any of us in a situation where these fuckers can target our fucking loved ones. And if they think that's gonna be how we play, then they've got another story coming. And we need to figure out how they're doing it and stop that. I don't like fighting a war with the enemy having all the information.
Could they have joined the Black Spiral Dancers?
Aaron shrugs.
Because they know stuff as well.
We haven't really seen leeches working with them, but it isn't completely unheard of.
No, it's not unheard of, but as far as we can tell, the vampires have got their own systems to worry about, their own wars, their own politics. They
obviously have an issue with Tancred running around right now.
Yes.
That seems to occupy them quite a lot, and Theodora is having a field day taking off the stragglers that doesn't run fast enough. But, yeah.
It is possible also that they have a vampiric version of Taran in their thingy.
Yeah. Vampiric version of
someone who needs but a name and then uses a keyboard and then has a wealth of information at her fingertips.
I could imagine that, but I can't imagine that you could just find out about Fenna from the internet. He says, then stops and just his gaze slowly travels to Taran, uttering the unsaid phrase of, "Are you in a Facebook relationship with that girl? Because if you are, I'm gonna slap you upside the head."
Well, they could have known through Sandy. I mean, she does work at the Dragon.
Or they could
People
just
know
follow Taran.
Probably.
But I don't want them to know, and it irks me that they do. Just fucking think of it. If you hadn't told us, I wouldn't have the faintest idea Fenna was kinfolk. Yet somehow they know?
I think you meant to say Fina there.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think I'm kinfolk.
No, that's true. My bad. Yeah, but that Fina is kinfolk. How the fuck would they know? How could they possibly know?
Well, maybe they don't know she's kinfolk, but she knows, but they know we're in a relationship.
At this point, Taliesin stands up.
Fenna checks her phone.
I'm going to go downstairs and check on them.
We are downstairs checking on them.
Oh, we are still downstairs. I thought we'd gone upstairs.
I always forget that I can't do a double line change. Anyway, no problem.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
How dare it?
How dare it?
Okay.
So. Okay. Let's wait it out. We need to wait and hear back from Siobhan. Until then, we're just gonna keep this place on lockdown. Make sure no one else gets hurt. Contact your loved ones if you have to, but yeah.
Right. Should Kat know?
You definitely should. He says, just looking to Taran, expecting her to fire off a text message in a second.
She takes the phone off. It takes a little longer than normally, but she does send a text to Kat.
I think while that's happening, Taliesin will take the opportunity of standing up instead of doing the thing that he doesn't need to do to actually call his mum and let her know what happened in such a hurry.
Hi, Mummy. Shit went down.
I want to actually quickly ask something of our storyteller. We've been contacting Kat a lot because Kat is like numero uno authority figure.
Indeed.
But she being the number one authority figure, I would assume like, does it feel like that she has a lot of shit to deal with and that we should generally not disturb the president unless we want her to fire the nukes? So we should contact Joseph instead?
Well, this has been, your early days of having been a ranked pack. So there's a bit of leeway that way, but the generally speaking, it is expected that you kind of go about your business, and then unless it is absolutely bloody strictly necessary to involve them, then you kind of just you make your own decisions and you go with it.
Yeah, okay, and I get that, but that's hypothetically, right? Like, let's say someone among the vampires who have been starting shit suddenly come to us with a quote-unquote peace offering. Like,
yeah, in that case, that's big enough that it would be her. That's something that deals with that. That's obviously the entire sept. So
with the fate we've acquired, a lot of really high tier shit tends to happen to us.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, thank you for answering that. So I'm assuming that's kind of what we want to convey to Kat, and then we just keep this place on lockdown. As far as Aaron is aware, he's been kind of secretive about this place, so he hopes no one knows, but he's very much just going from what we just talked about, very aware that someone might know and be preparing to storm his place. So he's on the lookout.
Finna has gone kind of wide-eyed and is texting. I've got a bad feeling.
What?
So, Janet, one of my other friends just, asked if anyone of us know where Marla is, because another of my skater friends. Anyway, I just really don't like this timing, that we are talking about this, and then I hear that one of them hasn't been seen for 2 days, at least by any of us.
Whoa.
There could be any number of reasons for that, but you're right. It's a pretty shitty...
the timing is...
Yeah, that's exactly right. The timing is unsettling. Are you gonna be okay?
My phone... Oh, fuck, she was at Temple Bar 2 days ago. That's the last time anyone saw her. Can we go back to Temple Bar?
If you were there 2 days ago, what makes you think she'll still be there?
There might be something there we can use.
There might be. But we shouldn't go, not now. Not with what's happened tonight.
How about Fen and I going?
Aaron just, he looks at you and kind of squints to see if you're joking.
All serious.
I don't like it.
Well,
I don't like any of this.
Why do you figure that out now? Who told you this? He says to Fenna.
Janet,
your friend.
Yeah.
And she's not been seen for 2 days.
No,
your friend Marla hasn't been seen for 2 days.
No, Janet saw her 2 nights ago, and none of Rory and Victor have seen her since before then.
This timing is a bit too precarious. I smell a trap. You might want to not react on this. I know it stinks, but if there is nothing to worry about, then hopefully waiting until we sort this out is not going to hurt anyone. And if there is something to worry about, this is a trap. And us going out there is going to be an issue.
Who is... Well, they wouldn't know when I would find out.
How much do you trust Janet?
I have no reason not to trust her.
Don't you?
No?
Aaron kind of grits his teeth, and then he shrugs. He throws up his hands.
Just because her dad is in the parliament doesn't make her a bad person,
I'm not sure. That's true. Look, I don't know. He kind of looks to his pack, like for input.
I say Fen and I go. Check it out. Look, Aaron. Sharon just went off to Temple Bar to the other place. What's it called?
The Dragon.
The Dragon, yes. Alone, and she did quite well.
She did. It's not that I don't trust you to do quite well. It's that with tonight's events being what they are, and with us suddenly having our claws on one of the movers and shakers of one of the vampiric factions, and with people possessing intimate knowledge of our movings and doings for some reason, I can't help but be worried. That
if they know we have one of their big guns, they're not going to kill us right away. I don't think. I can't imagine. That'd be absolutely stupid.
Do you think they might try like a hostage exchange?
They might. The problem is.
Okay, I just realized that I misread. She didn't say she saw her at Temple Bar, but she saw her right after all of that stuff began. I'm texting her asking where she was.
All right. Make sure, just talk to your friend, okay? Just for now, let's sit tight. There's no need to go kicking up any hornet's nests or stepping into any snares. We got something quite interesting here. We need to make sure we don't put ourselves in a precarious position. And he kind of, I think, because he kind of knows Connell to be like a temperamental kind of do not talk kind of guy. I think he communicates to you with body language, right? He puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, and he kind of looks at you like it's clear that he would trust you to just crush anything that tried to get their claws on you. But he at this moment he says like, just let's be patient for now. We can look into this. Let Finna have a sniff around first, like find out what's actually going on. We'll make a decision at some other point.
You're the boss.
Thanks, man. Alright, I'm sorry I don't have any barbed wire, but we should make sure this place is ready for a fight.
What do you propose?
Just drawing the curtains and moving the furniture a bit, what little there is.
Yeah, you really should furnish this place out a bit more.
Aaron you see Aaron vanish behind the glaze of his eyes for a moment, and he shrugs, says, I don't really need this place that much.
Except as, a fortress. Oh, fuck it, let's just get on with this.
Alright. Let's do it. We need someone someone has to keep guard in the basement at all times.
I'll do that.
Okay, someone needs to keep guard with Tally, and then the rest of us, we can deal with the upstairs.
I'll go with Sally. Finna, could you send me a text when you find out anything about your friend?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Jen to reply.
Cool.
All right. Well, if something by waiting for Janet to reply, is that a meta speak for the storyteller is typing to you in the Roll20 hidden chat? Because if that's the case, then of course we just wait for that.
Well, it was. Then I'm told that there are no more answers.
Oh, wonderful.
Huh.
Well, so the question then becomes, like, are we just gonna wait it out, or are we going to have a conversation about not waiting it out?
I think if Finna's worried about her friend, then Connor would insist that we have a talk about not waiting it out.
Right. So eyes on you, Helle.
Well, Finna tries writing Janet back, kind of poking her. Are you there? And again, waiting for an answer. She's pretty not happy about the situation. Had it been any other day, it wouldn't have been a problem.
So, can you see if they're actually delivered?
There you go.
What's wrong?
I really don't like this.
What's wrong?
I mean, Janet is the one who asked for when Nala is, but now she's not answering, and she's the only one not answering.
The timing is too impeccable.
I'm gonna try to call her.
Do that.
Wait a second, Fenna.
Hmm?
Taryn sets up a trace so that if the call goes through, as in the other phone starts ringing, she will know where it is.
It's a good idea.
Well, when that has been done, Fenna calls and it sounds like the storyteller's typing.
Yep.
You can just say the messages out loud. It's fine. I think all eyes are presently on Fenna, so.
Well, Fenna gets no answer, and not only doesn't she get an answer, the telephone on the other end seems to be disconnected, or she gets that error message.
The number you have called is.
No, not like that. Like there's something wrong with the telephone.
Oh.
I suppose the doot doot doot.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What's wrong?
It just went to the no connection sound.
That's it. We're going.
Where
was
Seriously.
Janet when she wrote you?
How would I know?
Give me
So
the
guys, listen here. We just went to the dragon because your girlfriend was in trouble. This time it's Fenna's friends who are in trouble. I don't really see much of a difference.
Nope.
No, I don't. But I do see something different. Aaron says, and Aaron takes his own phone out and he calls Joseph.
Joseph doesn't have a phone.
Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah. Joseph don't have a phone.
Who among the other packs of the Sept would be contactable via phone?
Everyone but Bonors, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, just can we do we have a shit kicker squad? Is there someone we could call out and just ask them to sniff around somewhere if they are not too busy doing anything else?
The Wormfoe would be the normal one to call in a situation like that.
Right?
Lovely.
Yep, then I guess that's the ticker. Then I'm calling Eric.
No, Eric is not the Wormfoe.
That's not the Wormfoe. He's the guardian of the Ken. The Wormfoe is Theodora.
Exactly.
Yep, Theodora it is.
Yep.
Lol.
Well, you get through on the phone. She does answer it, but she's never been completely comfortable with telephones because lupus. But she does answer it. Yes.
Theodora, this is Aaron.
Oh, hi, Aaron.
Hi. So we're in kind of a precarious situation. We need some people guarded, but we also need to move.
Oh. All right.
Is there anyone?
So you need me to do the guarding or the moving?
Is there anyone you can spare tonight? Is there someone you could send? I don't want to take up your time unnecessarily.
Well, we aren't exactly many, and with what has been happening in Temple Bar, it is. I kind of have to keep my focus on that. But I will. Where are you? I will send someone.
Okay, I need someone sent to this address, and he passes off the address to, I think it's Swan Road in Rathmines.
Yeah, sure.
I just make sure they're expecting. I can't help but I have this nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach that someone might be coming for these people we need guarded.
All right,
so,
I will send someone.
Good. Okay, we need to go as soon as they arrive.
All right.
Thank you.
Well.
And he hangs up.
Yes.
All right. Theodora is sending someone. We're out the door the moment they arrive. He says, he looks to Fenna, nodding, and then to Connell, just confirming that, yeah, we need to go. Not gonna hang your friends out to dry.
Connell nods.
Depending on who Theodora sends, might be worth leaving one of us here to keep an eye on them as well in case the reinforcement get a little bit too murder happy with our guests.
I agree. And Aaron looked to Taran. You want to stay here? I mean,
sure.
You got Fina to look out for too.
All right. So you are basically waiting a little while.
Yeah. And then whenever reinforcements arrive, we're out.
Good. Well, reinforcements arrive after about 15 minutes.
Wonderful.
In the shape of Una. And Cesar.
Oh. I'm sorry. No, I've Cesar. It's amazing how much Cesar has grown on me after he had the shit kicked out of him.
He paid for being a dick. He's okay now.
Yeah, but yes, but I think he's probably still a dick, so it doesn't quite
He's
work like
still
that.
a dick. He's still salting wounds.
Okay, so yeah.
Hmm.
How does that exchange go then?
Yeah, I'm imagining just Aaron opening the door, being like, Una, and then just this brief moment of,
Yeah. Una, Cesar is quiet. He's not being very particularly talkative right now.
I mean, he probably has his own reasons for not being that. But if he didn't, Aaron would be that reason, because he looks so intensely pissed every time he's within viewing distance of this guy.
Yeah,
it's just behind the eyes, right?
Yeah, it is. Do you actually invite them in, so to say?
Yeah, I think I have to.
All right,
and I also think we have to kind of let them in on what's going on. So yeah, just come in.
Okay, invite them in.
Yeah. We expect this play. Yeah, so go on.
No, go on. So as you let them in, Una, of course, needs to sort of be. She doesn't know the place. Obviously, she's never been there before. You do take notice that Cesar just walks through the place like he knows it like the back of his own hand.
Yep. I can't help but that's a good point, is that he looks like that, and that immediately in Aaron's mind triggers you have been spying on me and have been checking this place out, and I hate you so much now. It's definitely like him having an overreaction to it, but in his mind he's just demonizing Cesar for it. Just fuck you so much.
Yes.
Fuck you all over again.
Crush you.
Taliesin his hand on Aaron's shoulder and in a kind of leave it kind of gesture.
You can see it behind his eyes.
Attention to chat.
Sorry, checking in the chat. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I tried calling out to you a couple times, then I realized I was muted, then I tried again, then I guess you didn't hear me.
I'm very sorry.
Well, it's not your fault that I was muted.
Right, so what did you do, Fenna? What
I am waiting for the GM. Since I finally got her attention.
No, that's not it. That's we can't see what's in chat right now. So what did you do?
That is fine. Fenna just.
She's texting.
Yeah, she's texting.
You just got an answer. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, in a nutshell, I invite them in. We laid on to them I think very concisely. Got 2 leeches in the basement. One of them's an informant. One of them is staked. We want both of them alive for interrogation.
All right.
Thing is, one of them is Siobhan's sister, Neve.
Okay, you get a string of expletives from Una. She manages to say an entire sentence without a single word not being blasphemy or some sort of swear word.
Aaron just nods to her. I see you get it. Good.
Has she been told? Have you actually gotten a hold of Siobhan yet?
We haven't. We've tried to get a hold of her, and she will get that information as soon as she can.
Feck.
Right now, we need to deal with something else.
She looks over at Cesar, and then she looks at her, and she says, all right, pardon me a moment. There aren't enough of us here if you leave, because they're going to want to get her back.
I know. Hopefully, he says, and he's looking like you can see the self-doubt on his face as he says that. Hopefully, I've kept this place secret enough. If not, it's chosen for its defensibility. We will be leaving Taran here with you. Do you want anyone else?
I'll stay as well.
Oh, good. Then that should take care of it.
All right.
All right.
And
we also left quite of a mess at the Dragon.
Yeah, but that mess will have to sort itself out. We can't be everywhere, and right now, Fenner's friends need our help.
Okay. Of course they do.
Well, I hope they don't.
Yeah, point taken. Let's go. And I think Aaron just makes for his car. And this would be an excellent place to call a pause, and we'll rejoin us as we arrive at wherever Fenner directs us to.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be right back with more Song of Tara after this break.